Hello. Sorry, I just couldn't get that phone right there. Right. Okay. So, movie to talk about. First of all, Skyscraper. Right, I say first of all because I'm going to do a couple of them one after the other. Right. Just saw it, and I had my hesitations when I first heard it. The minute I heard about it, I thought it's Die Hard, but with a 12 certificate or something. It's Dwayne Johnson, so it's going to be full of just daft wee jokes and daft acting and whatnot and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I like Dwayne Johnson. I've still to see Jumanji the next level. And but I can, and I really want to see that Hobbs film, that sort of is it Need for Speed? No, it's not Need for Speed. It's one of those drivings where he stars alongside. Uh, God, what do you call him? A guy who was in the Train Spotter. You know when your mind just goes blank. He was also in Crank. Jason Stratham. And so I went to see that. So I've got nothing against it. So again, I watched it, and I was entertained. I got what I expected, which was action and tower, um, and fire. But instead of getting people out, they're trying to race to the top of this multi. What I would have loved to have seen more in the film would have been more of the building. The lift shoots past this great garden and trees and everything else, and I don't wanted it felt a wee bit like Star Trek in the future, and I would have loved to have stayed in that garden. I had a walk around the building and see what the building's intent was. Was it just some place for somebody to zoom up to the top to this big sort of tennis ball and then have the feeling of standing in the clouds and stuff like that? But the dynamics of what was in that ball with the mirrors, and you didn't know who was who. I mean, it's done. It's been done before. The mirror sort of chase game. I mean, it first started off in Bruce Lee movie Enter the Dragon with the mirrors. Then you see it countless other times through films like John Wick and stuff like that, and countless more. So it was. But what I liked about the moments was when the people on the street got to see this guy in the camera, and he was hanging from the building or he was hanging from the crane, he was going up. So that sort of pumped up that character for me, and I thought, well, no matter what happens now, these people on the street is going to be rooting for him. And then the woman, of course, because of these times we're living in, she's just not just a helpless woman. She's ex-military sort of nurse thing that knows also how to kick butt. And then so it's just a race to get his family. And I sort of felt sorry for the building. I'd have loved for it to be real, because I believe, when, say, something like the Twin Towers came down, I believe, buildings of that height should be rebuilt because it gives people, reach for the sky sort of thing, as Buzz Lightyear would say, or was that Woody, reach for your guns? I'm not too sure. But it's, but that's ambition. That is what we're capable of, to build something like that. But it's also our capabilities when something is that good and that grand to bring it down. And you can probably get so philosophical. I'm not even going there. You could turn your brain on and start thinking metaphors and stuff like that. But as a film, it's one of the best films I've seen him, Dwayne Johnson, in. I'm probably one in a million that I would actually say that, but no, I quite enjoyed it. It had me rooting for it. So for me, I would give it like a thumb there and like thumb that way, just only because It's kind of done before and there was nothing new, but so it doesn't get the 2 thumbs up. It kind of goes that way. So that's my verdict. But please, as I said many a times, if you want a wee quick review, if you want my opinion on a movie, please put in your comments a film. And I have seen hundreds and hundreds of movies, and no doubt, forget about what's out just now. Maybe you've discovered something new, something that's old, and it's your first time watching it, and you want to know what my experience was. And as I said, I sat down and I watched this film, and that's the irony of growing up and watching so many movies, is you can always compare every movie you see to something else you've done. There's very little space for originality, and so we have to just take this sort of thing. Okay, so I'll catch you next time.